Imagine Maze Runner, but instead of a maze, you are held up in a prison far from civilization's reach, being forced to do labor day in and day out, and getting water soup for dinner. If you try to run, a fucking dinosaur will come and tear you into shreds. Now imagine Sasuke being in this prison that is shrouded in mystery, trying desperately to look for a cure for his dying best friend Naruto. And there you have it, the synopsis of the newly released manga by the name of Sasuke's story, The Uchiha Descendants and the Heavenly Stardust. This manga adaptation was released earlier this week on 23rd of October alongside a new chapter of Boruto, and within just 24 hours the new manga based on Sasuke's adventures broke records as over 1 million Japanese readers flocked to various sources just to catch a glimpse of the new release. Now, if you would like to know our thoughts on the very first chapter, keep watching this video and leave a like if you are liking the video so far. Before we begin breaking down the first chapter, let's get a bit of context on this new manga. Sasuke's story, The Uchiha and the Heavenly Stardust, is a manga adaptation of a previously released light novel by the name of Sasuke Retsuden. Though this novel is set in the Naruto universe, their author is not Kishimoto. This 8-chapter long novel was written by Jun Isaka, who was famously known for working on various other light novels set in the Naruto universe based around the original Team 7. With that out of the way, let's discuss the first chapter.
Welcome guys to another chapter breakdown and review. I am Dante.
And I am Kage.
The manga starts with a colorful first page serving as a prologue for the new series. The setting is the village hidden in the leaves, which now looks more like a modern day metropolitan. We see an exhausted Naruto chasing after Sasuke, questioning his next destination and letting out the iconic Sasuke chant. Yeah, that one. Though we see Sasuke completely ignore Naruto and run off. Is this the past? Is Sasuke being a bitch again? Turns out he's not. Sasuke is actually heading off to a remote land of Redaku, which was isolated for centuries. He is going on this journey to look for an ailment that can cure a disease that Naruto has seemed to develop, which might as well be life-threatening. More on that in the later part of the video though. We do see a massive color spread on the next page showcasing some of the important new characters who we don't know much about as of now. The real story begins from here.
We cut to the bird's eye view of Redaku, a Persian inspired desert city that is enclosed with huge cliffs on each side. And there is Sasuke casually walking in the streets like a normal lad, looking for, give it a moment, Sage of 6 Paths. Yes, he is literally questioning locals about Hagoromo like it is nothing. You just don't throw that name around. But to our shock, no one here seems to know what the hell the Sage of 6 Paths is. Hell, they think it's some kind of dish you eat. We do get more exposition about Redaku and its disconnection with the rest of the world, which explains their obliviousness. Sasuke does catch a break though, and this happens when a young girl tries to follow Sasuke into an alleyway and finds him to have disappeared. We all know what happens next. It's a Batman style entry. Sasuke jumps from a building window and threatens the girl, who is then revealed to be a good-natured and actually happens to know something about the Sage of 6 Paths, or her mother who runs an antique shop. Before we meet her though, we are given the name of the girl and she is called Layla. No thoughts on the name, don't care. We are quickly dropped into some Uchiha action as a few ruffians run past Sasuke and Layla, who are being chased by, you guessed it, Layla's mother. They stole from the antique shop and were making a run for it. Of course, Sasuke has to stop them. This is the worst day for these criminals as they get a taste of Sasuke's fists, his Sharingan and even his Rinnegan. Yes, his Rinnegan. He still has it and the world is beautiful again. The criminals are handed off to the local police who would take them to the place called Tatar, which is most likely a prison with its name inspired by the famous Tartarus. Another detail to mention here is that apparently not many except Layla's mother, Kale, know about ninjutsu's existence. Cutting back to the antique shop, we get to know that the Sage of 6 Paths also once suffered from a disease that Naruto has developed and he found his cure in Redaku, specifically the Tatar Observatory. Thus, Sasuke's journey so far. Plot is definitely thickening.
The scene quickly shifts to the POV of one of the ruffians, who are now being forced to do hard labor in a wretched land, eat shitty food and sleep in cold shivering all night and dreaming of making an epic prison bake. Well, a pretty cliche prison scene, isn't it? Until we get a glimpse of a certain someone roaming inside the Tatar. You guessed it, it's Sasuke. And just at that moment, a wonderful idea strikes some unfortunate prisoners that how about we go and bully the new guy who clearly looks like the very embodiment of don't mess with me vibes. And well, as you might have guessed, it's the outcome. It ends up with Sasuke breaking few bones and flexing his reflexes before showing the prisoners who the boss is. Talk about such amazing undercover skills, right? Of course, the guards wouldn't welcome this hostile behavior and try to gang up on Sasuke. But before Sasuke could break a few more bones, the director of Tatar himself shows up to defend Sasuke and decides to overlook this fight. Maybe he's a fan, or maybe this director knows who Sasuke might be and has some other plans for him. Honestly, the director looks like one of those arrogant smart-ass villains. With glasses who think they have everything figured out and the world revolves around them. But we don't know for sure what's the deal with him yet, so it's still too early to speculate on that. Moving ahead, we have our MC Rufian, who is looking pretty impressed with Sasuke's skills and wastes no time in asking him if he wants to break out with him and identifies him as a shinobi. Not only that, he also mentions that he himself knows the use of chakra to some degree that can help them get out of ever climbing the walls surrounding the prison. From this we can infer that some people do have knowledge of shinobi and even know to use chakra to a certain extent. But to MC Rufian's dismay, Sasuke refuses the offer and tells him that there is something he must do there. To which he says that he is gonna break out on his own. Man, such courage. This guy definitely gives some major character vibes. But before he leaves, he is also kind enough to fill in Sasuke about someone called Menno, or maybe I should say something instead. The next scene shifts to Sasuke heading to his daily labor with the other prisoners, before seeing a corpse on which a dinosaur is feasting upon. Now hold on. A dinosaur? Well, I guess if he can have huge talking toads and talking tail beasts with power to destroy a nation, a dinosaur shouldn't be that surprising, right? Moving on, we come to know that the unfortunate corpse of the dinosaur is feasting on is our MC Rufian, who failed to escape that night. Well, so much for giving the MC vibes now. And that dinosaur is none other than Menno himself. So apparently, this director managed to tame a dinosaur and employed it to serve as his personal Cerberus for Tatar, making the resemblance between Tartarus and Tatar grow more and more. The chapter ends with Sasuke realizing that there is probably more than just the cure that he will find in the depths of this prison. Some much darker truths lurk within, leaving us with more expectations and excitement for the next chapter that Boruto can ever imagine to bring.
So that was it for the breakdown and analysis of the first chapter of Sasuke Retsuden. There is a lot of intrigue between us regarding the future of this manga and the turns the story takes from here. We can't wait for the next chapter to drop, so make the waiting easy for us and drop a comment down below mentioning your thoughts on this new manga. Subscribe if you wish to be the first one to know when the new chapter breakdown drops. Peace out.